What's cooking, folks? Vermillion Phoenix here, and today we are jumping into some more Orcs Must Die Unchained. This time we are going to be visiting the gates of Thuricvod, since we were able to make it out of Frostbite. Now, I watched the recording on this initially, but there's a couple of things that need to be pointed out here, because I've done the gates of Thuricvod multiple times. There's a couple videos up on the channel of it, but a behavior change in the firelings, which are extremely prevalent on this map since it's all fire fiends and there's a lot of fire elementals mixed in with them. They attack barricades now. So, and I don't mean that they will just blow up and damage barricades. They actively seek out nearby barricades and blow up on them. So at their current strength, barricades are pretty much futile, and what happens now is on maps where they're prevalent, you actually need to set up more barricades than you used to in the past. So this is a deck that I pretty much have laid out for Gates of Thuricvod. I have no idea why this brimstone is there, like legitimately. There's no wall traps. It's probably an accident that I did at some point. But either way, I'm gonna replace that with an arrow wall. The floor scorcher I legit just keep in there because it works. Because even if the enemies are resistant to it, if you're hitting like 8 of them at once, the trap's still effective. Alright, I think for this slot, since I shouldn't need the heals, I'm going to go with that bonus trap damage again. Like, I mean, the control effects that Deadeye puts out are for slows, so increasing their duration isn't really that effective. But there's a couple other things that Deadeye has in her toolbox which are pretty useful. I'll probably wind up using them here. So let's go ahead, hop in, and see how this plays out.
Revenge, murder, mayhem. All in a day's work.
Alright, so we're in. That was an accident. Oh well. Still have a bit of time to set up here, so that'll be mostly regenerated by the time I actually get around to doing that. Now, while he's over there raging because he's in the wrong place, I usually block off this area. Some people block off the other section and put the Guardian over here. Either one is fine, but I'm going to recommend that when you barricade that off, you use 2 barricades now instead of one in the rear and one at the front. That way when the firelings decide that they need to blow themselves up, they do it on the initial barricade and not the one that allows enemies to go directly into your rift. So that's just something to keep in mind. I normally don't do it that way, so I'll need to actually remember to do it myself. Otherwise, I'll fall victim to the problems that I'm mentioning.
This'll stop him.
And there are other changes for different maps that basically incorporate some of the same stuff. I will eventually need to go back and revisit those and see what needs to be tweaked as far as the setups that I use and kind of get those redone too. A lot of people have actually been mentioning these stables of Eventide. I'm not even sure what happened with the pathing there. But as we can see in the Deadeye video that I did for maximum security, there have been some pathing changes that change minion behavior, and if you are not aware of what those are and try to use some of the old strats that I used, you basically will wind up with a time that is above par. And this isn't the first time that's happened. Some of the tweaks and changes that they make to either the AI or the map or the pathing flags for the enemies in the game will basically render strategies antiquated, and it's just part of dealing with a game that is constantly in development. And it's not bad. I mean, if anything, it means that it's a side effect that makes you have to learn new things about the game. And if you don't like learning about stuff, then what even is the point of picking up a new game, right? Let's get those brambles up. Alright, so while that's done,
Enemies are attacking on another front.
Uh-huh. Good. This'll keep them guessing.
alright, that should be far enough back that it gets its maximum range and burns quite a few things. The good thing about Deadeye's bouncing bomb is that due to the fact that she can fire it in the air, if you want to get it right into the center of enemies, you can sort of angle it up and jump and then fire it, and then hopefully it lands where you need it to for maximum effect. Alright. Just needed you dead.
Look out! Our defenses have been breached again.
Okay.
Watch out! An unstable rift is opening. Get to it and destroy it.
Shouldn't be too bad. Just need to be aware that the damage bonuses for the hip shot buff on Out of the Way have not been corrected yet, I believe. This is still 2.4. So I'm doing more damage after the Out of Your Way roll than I normally should. Those new damage fly-offs look really nice. Alright, so all that's done.
They've broken through a gate.
Now can I? Nope. Too far. Luckily, with how tightly spaced the enemies are,
The enemy army is attacking on another front.
I actually don't have to worry too much about trying to hit them with the bomb because the explosive shots from Infamy do wonders.
They've broken through a gate.
Yeah, right there. Wait till they see this.
I have to be careful about moving as I'm placing arrow walls. They have a habit, or I should say I have a habit, because of the way that my setup is, that when I click, I tend to shift my mouse slightly, and it's slight enough that sometimes it moves my trap placement or cursor just a hair out of where I want it to be, and it screws up like shots or trap placement or basically anything. Which is why you will always see me marvel at the fact that I land shots in first person or third person shooters, because sometimes I just can't. Granted, it's probably a bit more of me having to learn to work within my muscle memory issues and things like that. Alright, gonna grab Fistful of Brambles rather than Burning Hate, and there's a reason for that. These are Fire Fiends. Fire Fiends have natural fire armor, and anything that does fire damage will deal less damage because of it. However, Brambles should be physical damage, I believe. And so, it will basically let me do a whole lot of damage
Don't mind if
and not get reduced by pretty much anything. Okay. So we're just gonna toss up some Brambles there, let those guys play for it. Alright, Guardian should be able to deal with the rest of those. Now these are Fire Fiends with their Firelings. So I was able to save that one barricade. Not bad.
Our enemies are breaking through elsewhere.
Looks like everybody's in the back now.
yeah, right there.
They've broken through a gate.
Alright, which gate are they coming through? Oh, this guy. Nope. There we go. Now the good thing about the Bramble on Out of Your Way is that it has a much lower cooldown than your actual Bramble Barricade. It carries none of the bonuses, last I checked, of any of the Bramble Weavers that you get, which is kind of a missed opportunity. for just synergy. I mean, it's powerful on its own, but it would have been really nice if it picked up some of the bonuses that you can put on the actual ability. But, you know, I'm not going to gripe about it. It's pretty good on its own. But it would have been cool.
Mighty fine day for a massacre.
No trespass.
Alright, I think we're going to have to deal with something at the front there. Probably Earth Elementals is what I'm thinking for some reason. If they're not on this wave, they're on the next one, I think. Alright, let's get the Bramble Barricade up. And I'm going to take more misdeeds just because of I'm not using Ready Steady Fire a lot. And when I am, it's usually to take down heavy single targets. But we'll see. Either way, both are good, but in this situation, I think more misdeeds is going to get me a bit more use and be a bit more,
Feeling sharper and focused.
well, just better at dealing DPS for what I'm doing right here.
Line them up. Shoot them down.
Oh, okay, so we got a few seconds. This is going to be a boss coming out, I'm sure.
The boss minion has entered the battlefield.
Yep, knew it.
Mind if I do? That's pretty dastardly if I do say so myself. Kill by
An unstable rift is opening. Destroy it.
Let's do some.
We've defeated the enemy's boss minion.
Of course we did. Alright, nice. Wow, these explosions are strong.
Our barricades are under attack.
Looks like they just threw the fireling at my barricades. Like, wow.
And our heroes destroyed the unstable rift.
Alright.
There was much rejoicing.
Guardian did his job and protected things. Alright, I think I could probably do with placing a few more traps back here. There is a couple things that we're going to need to do out here though. There's going to be some heavier enemies coming through. Now, if I didn't have the ballista, what I'd do is I'd just set a few
Wait till they see this.
haymakers. But since I do
Right there.
have the ballista, what I'll do is I'll set 4 on each side. They should be able to hit just about anything that comes through.
So bad now they'll have to raise my bounty.
And hopefully, with the way that those will go, it should basically take care of everything that we have to in that area. Looks like we're pretty good here. Unless there's something still coming. Yep. Of course, waste my time. There's those Earth Elementals I was waiting for. I was way early on that, I guess.
Your feet.
Fire before Earth, I guess. Let's go ahead and
The enemy's boss is dead.
Ready, steady, fire him down. Ability just has so much power. All right. What else are we gonna have to deal with here?
This'll stop them. Good.
All right, that's good.
Unstable rift is opening.
I think there's 2 unstable rifts this wave.
Well done. The unstable rift has been destroyed.
I thought it literally showed up where the last one was for a second. It's about to be like,
The
what?
unstable rift.
Alright, those are clean. Shouldn't be anything else coming out here. Now, we do have the heavy units showing up now. And there should be some coming out on the right in just a moment, I think. Yep, there they are.
Cold, cold blood.
Yep, more misdeeds definitely showing its worth.
Final wave.
If ain't scared of me, they will be now.
Okay, so this is going to be a bunch of really fast Fire Fiend kobolds sort of running towards the Guardian and losing this fight horribly here. The slows and the flip from the Floor Scorcher is actually really useful here. And let's go ahead and just ready, steady, fire the boss down. Because really, you can ready, steady, fire just about anything. That is a lot of damage. Alright, so that's the first barricade down. And that's another one. Okay. So they kind of failed there. Let's make sure that these guys don't really get anywhere. Almost got through. Alright, and for the most part, it looks like this is clean. Those Fire Fiends are a bit problematic, but they went down.
It's just keeping alive.
And we got an arrow wall disco going. Lovely. So that worked out. As you can see, you really have to be careful with those Fire Fiends. If I didn't have the double struts on my barricades, they probably would have been destroyed even though they're tier 7. So you want to be very careful with those. Either way, looks like Deadeye did a lot more damage. Well, she did more damage than the traps by about 10%, so that's pretty solid. And there we go. This actually went a lot better than I expected. But I'm getting tongue-tied. Either way, thanks for watching. I sincerely hope you guys enjoyed this. If you learned something, that's great. And feel free to leave any comments beneath the video and underneath the description. If you have anything to say about the game, you want to ask something, that's where it goes. And I try to get to those as soon as I can. Otherwise, as always, until next time, folks, have a good one.